Hey guys, this is Brian with another segment of BAM. So what we're going to continue on are the flow triggers. So what we're looking at is the environmental triggers. So we were talking about the psychological triggers, which were the deep concentration that we had, the clear goals that we set, the immediate feedback that we receive when we're doing this, and the ratio that we have with our challenge and skills. Next is going to be our environmental triggers, and these are 3 specific ones that allow people to get into the zone. So this pertains more about people that do extreme sports, but it can be any social situation that you might be in, and it will allow you to quote-unquote get in flow or quote-unquote get in the zone. So when there's danger lurking in the environment, we don't need to concentrate extra hard to drive focus, just because as humans we have this innate drive to keep on going and living. The elevated risk levels for us to do the job, since survival is fundamental to any organism, as I said before. Our brain's first priority is to scour in incoming information for any sign of threat and focus intently on it. So again, I spoke about this before, maybe in my first video, about thin slicing. So we register information really rapidly, and it allows us to evaluate on our actions. The big wave surfer may need to ride Jaws to trigger to pull this trigger. So in the book The Rise of Superman, they were talking about how these surfers would go to Hawaii and ride this wave called Jaws, and it was basically the big kahuna, right? And just because it's so dangerous, they would automatically get in the flow state, kind of like how a soldier gets in the zone when he's doing infantry. But however, an ordinary guy needs to only cross a room to talk to a pretty gal to do the same. So again, we can do this for social situations as well. Next, we're looking at the rich environment. So we just looked at the high consequences, now we're looking at what our environment provides us. This means an environment has lots of novelty, unpredictability, and complexity. So basically it's new to us. And 3 things that catch and focus our attention, much like risk. So it's almost like a new horizon. If we don't know what happens next, we pay more attention to the next. Complexity, meanwhile, when there's lots of information coming at us at once, does more of the same. So basically it's the same idea. We're always trying to register the information that is provided to us. So when it comes to wanting to know what is necessary for us to survive, we need to evaluate the information that is provided to us. Next is the deep embodiment. A rich environment means that it has lots of novelty and unpredictability and complexity, right? And basically what we're looking at is we're looking at familiarity, right? So this comes to ideas of if we can relate to our environment, what is the knowledge that we're getting from our environment, common or communicative unspoken understandings, whether we can feel like we're comfortable in our environments, and then the novel insights and momentum, right? So we're looking at things, and whether we refrain from continuing on, that determines whether momentum is gained or lost. So what I'm going to do is actually include the creative one, because it's kind of counterproductive to basically do another video for just one trigger. So what we're looking at creativity is the pattern of recognition. So our brains are inclined to always want to find patterns and recognize what happens. So the brain's ability to link new ideas together, right? And the risk-taking, the courage to bring those new ideas into the we process information by two systems. So this is the implicit and the explicit system. So the explicit is tied to conscious awareness, and the implicit is unconscious, controlled by skills and abilities not consciously accessible. So this is basically your conscious competency and unconscious competency. The implicit system is known for speed and efficiency. The implicit system basically says, let's go for it and rely on me, basically we'll make it. Whereas the explicit says, hold up, let's take a look at this, evaluate it. Flow really relies on the implicit system, which increases creativity, decision making, being imaginative, being resourceful, ingenious, and we let that basically flow. So flow has this combination of chemicals that we have. So this is norepinephrine, endorphins, anandamine, and serotonin. So basically we're in the state of flow, all these chemicals, and dopamine as well. We're all, it's a simultaneous concoction of feeling good, when we're performing. So hopefully these, I guess, introspections of how flow works with our environmental and creative perspectives, triggers of flow can help us with anything that we can do on a daily basis. So I'm out and about what just talked about. Peace.